concussions and professional sports. Not football this time, but pro wrestling. While many people may think the sport is fake, the hits are often very real. And tonight we have the story of Daniel Bryan, a WWE champ whose life is now taking an unexpected and painful turn. Here's ABC's Kana Whitworth.
He's the now former professional wrestler best known for dishing out moves like the missile dropkick.
A fairy tale is coming true.
This is my first time growing peach trees. It's really good.
Daniel Bryan is speaking out for the first time with his wife, Brie Bella, a professional wrestler herself, after Bryan announced his retirement last week.
I took a test that said that maybe my brain isn't as okay as I thought it was.
Exchanging headbutts on top of
The 34-year-old WWE champion says he made the choice after years of suffering blows to the head and many concussions.
Within the first 5 months of my wrestling career, I'd already had 3 concussions. And then it gets to the point when you've been wrestling for 16 years, that adds up to a lot of concussions.
The decision wasn't easy for the yes man, who had wrestled and kicked his way to the world's biggest stage before understanding the effects the high-impact sport might be having on his brain.
The more concussions you have, the more susceptible you are to them.
He is just the latest athlete to take a stance in what has become a gathering storm surrounding the repercussions of repeated trauma to the head. Trauma that can lead to CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, the brain disease linked to years of repeated hard hits to the head. It's identified only after death and has been found in numerous NFL players like Hall of Famers Frank Gifford and Junior Seau. Last year, San Francisco 49ers linebacker Chris Borland said he was retiring from football after just one season because of concerns about his brain. He spoke with ESPN's Outside the Lines.
Football is an elective, it's a game, it's make-believe, and to think that people have brain damage from some made-up game is, I think the meaninglessness of it, you draw the line at brain damage.
Bryan says some of the concussions he suffered led to seizures, which at the time he tried to keep private, at first not even telling Brie.
I was with him with one of his seizures after a concussion, and I mean, it scared me so bad, I lost it.
I just implored her, please don't say anything to anybody.
Yeah.
That if I tell them if I have a concussion, they're not going to let me do what I do anymore.
I think a lot of people think that pro wrestling is fake. Is what you're doing in the ring real?
It's not real and it's not fake. So when you get slammed, you really get slammed. I'm helping him slam me.
But you're getting injured.
Yes.
Last year, he was sidelined with injury. The WWE took him off the roster.
WWE's doctor said, I can't in good conscience allow you to risk yourself like that.
Athletes are like thoroughbreds. Someone has to pull the reins because they will run themselves into the ground if given that opportunity.
But some former pro wrestlers say the WWE hasn't always been as protective. In 2015, Vito LaGrasso and Evan Singleton filed suit, accusing the WWE of failing to diagnose concussions and sending people into the ring injured, even citing a case of wrestling superstar Chris Benoit, famous for his headbutts, who after his death was found to have suffered from severe CTE. The WWE told us WWE has never concealed any medical information related to concussions or otherwise from our performers. And in fact, WWE has been well ahead of the NFL and other sports in implementing concussion management procedures and policies. The WWE implemented a talent wellness program that now includes impact concussion testing, a protocol instituted in 2006.
When I first started working for WWE, which was 2000, there wasn't a whole lot of concussion testing or anything like that, but there wasn't in any sports.
Something is wrong.
That change in conversation coming about partly through the determination of the doctor recently played by Will Smith in the movie Concussion.
Tell the truth.
Dr. Bennett Omalu.
Well, we're looking at a microscopic slide and a microscopic picture of the brain of a normal individual. The same region of the brain in a football player about 40 years old. And what you could see are these brownish spots.
A forensic pathologist, Omalu first discovered CTE while performing an autopsy on NFL great Mike Webster, a 4-time Super Bowl champ who died from a heart attack while homeless, broke, and alone.
Mike Webster died today. A heart attack took his life at the age of 50.
Believing that behavioral changes were caused by trauma to his brain, Dr. Omalu performed Webster's extensive autopsy.
What struck me was everybody was talking about how he did not do so well after football. I had to provide an explanation for that.
He analyzed Webster's brain and uncovered a new medical condition. That's when he called it CTE and recently told my colleague Byron Pitts about his findings.
The most significant contributory factor to CTE is exposure to blunt force trauma of the head.
Are we talking like gentle slaps to the head?
Violent slaps that would make your brain move forward and backward, sideways in your skull, causing shearing injuries.
You have to think about hits to the head like we think about smoking and lung cancer. When you start young enough, you're going to open up the door to lung cancer, just like if you get hit in the head thousands of times every year while your brain is still developing, you're opening up the door to CTE.
Today, more professional athletes are not as afraid to speak out about the toll contact sports is taking on them.
Manning, Ben Utek.
Like Ben Utek, a former tight end for the Indianapolis Colts and Cincinnati Bengals.
For me, it really has revolved more around memories and cognitive, my cognitive abilities.
The NFL released this report in the days leading up to Super Bowl 50, saying diagnosed concussions in the league increased 58% this season, with a staggering 271 players sidelined since preseason. Compare that to the 206 concussions reported in 2014. The NFL told ABC News the reason for an increase in concussions are unclear, but it will look at any significant trends.
I think there's no question that the CT discussion and respect that we're developing is going to lead to better outcomes for people. We need to embrace this opportunity to prevent this disease from happening in the next generation of athletes.
For Brian, he hopes that being proactive will make the difference, but still worries about his wife, Bree, who's in the ring.
There was a specific incident, it was a couple months ago. She was standing on the announce table and she got swiped off and she just took a big fall to the floor. And a little bit ago she had gotten a concussion in the ring, and so she had to take a week or two off. She's strong, but you still, sometimes she's my wife, and you want to protect her, right?
Both are hoping to start a family. So for WWE fans, that might mean another retirement announcement, and soon.
Feeling and seeing everything he went through with his retirement, I just feel that it's time for me to hang up the boots. It's going to be hard on me as well, but that day is definitely very close.
For Nightline, I'm Kana Whitworth in Los Angeles.